Hello and welcome to Lars's Electric Endeavors. In this video I'm going to show you a couple of configuration changes and tools and utilities that I like to install in Linux in order to have an efficient work environment. So here we have KDE Ubuntu, Kubuntu I suppose, freshly installed, and this is 24.04 the version, and this is the latest long-term support release. And this one has just been installed in a virtual machine, so I can demonstrate the changes from a fresh machine here. And the first thing I want to show you is the console here, which is the terminal. And here I will just show you that I like to go in the profiles here, make a custom profile, and I'll pick the Linux colors. I think they look the best by far. And then also I would usually remove the menu bar, because if you have many windows, it's very neat to not see that menu bar, because you can have more real estate like this. If you need the menu, you can right click, and here you can find most of the menu options. And here down under more you can say show menu bar again, and you'll restore this. So that's the terminal. Oh, and I promise in these videos I will try my best to explain all the small tricks that are used by. So what I just did there to close the terminal was Control D. A terminal can be closed in Linux by clicking Control D for disconnect. Then it just disappears. So, but we need to do one more thing. Pin to Task Manager. So now we have it here for easy access. So let's move on to the File Manager or File Explorer. And in KDE we have this wonderful Dolphin, which is really one of the reasons I like KDE so much, because this can provide us with a very nice interface. I like to configure the view here to have the details and then zoom out. Then you have a very neat list of files, and you have the size and modification dates. And over at the left, I prefer the folder panel on top. So here we have the tree that folds out and shows you the folders. So let's say that we have a folder called Lars, and in here we have another folder. And now we actually have a tree here at the right, at the left, and at the right we can see the files. Very basic stuff, but this is not really easy to do anymore in Windows, by the way, Windows 11. And also in Ubuntu with GNOME, like the plain Ubuntu, not Kubuntu. The usual file manager there also doesn't have a proper tree. So for me this is like a mandatory thing, and one of the main reasons for using Ubuntu, Kubuntu. So let me just show you something I often do with this menu bar. If you enter edit mode and click the configure panel here, and then carefully drag it, you can make it left aligned. And then if you make it a little bit wider, then we have, now I made it just wide enough to be able to show two icons in the tray. This is how I run my main computers with Linux, because most of the screens today are widescreen, and that means you have a lot of space in this direction and not so much in this direction. So for me it's obvious that you need to maximize the usable space in the vertical direction, and having the bar over here is perfect for that. But I will actually move it back here, because for the purpose of the videos I'm going to record, I just feel like it looks better when it's down here. So there you have it. Okay, let's move on to the to-do list. So we did the terminal, the Dolphin, we did the menu bar. Just Search Portal. This is a page I use as the new tab page in my browser. So this is a totally fresh browser, freshly installed Firefox. And I really like to use this project here, where you have a configurable new tab page and you can add links there. Maybe you want a link to GitHub. You can configure your own links. Maybe you don't want these. Put in your own URL if you want. And up here you have a set of search engines. And let's enable new tab here. And the entire point is, let's say that I'm interested in Ubuntu. And now I can send this search query directly to one of these. Maybe I want to use DuckDuckGo today. Or maybe I want to go directly to Wikipedia. With this search bar and the icons here, that's very easy to do. And again, here you can add any kind of search engine you feel you want to use. So here we have Perplexity 2 times. So in order to use this new tab page as a new tab page, we actually need to install an extension here. Where do we have it? Called new tab override. Add. And then we need to go into the settings here. And the home page, I will configure just search portal as the home page. And then for a new tab, I can pick the home page. So Control T will now show the search portal. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but I like to have a custom page here. And full disclosure, this is a project I made, but it's fully open source. You can see all the source here in GitHub. So, okay. Clipboard files. This is a tool. This is a tool I made for Linux. Google? There. Clipboard files. And the point of this is that here we will get commands for the command line that interacts with the desktop environment clipboard. So I can copy a file from the file manager, and then I can paste it in the folder with a command in this terminal. And this is just one of those things that I've gotten used to, and I cannot live without it. So we will follow the installation steps on this page here. And since we are running X11 and KDE, these are the correct steps. So here I select the text with the mouse, and then I middle click. And that will transfer the selected text to where I did the middle click. And this is some sort of a secondary copy-paste system available in most Linux environments. And it will not change the copy-paste status. It's not using the clipboard, it's another buffer. So now we have to go into a temporary directory. Clone this project. Oops. And then I'm simply gonna run all these commands. What's gonna happen here is we will copy the script to the user bin folder, which is in the path. Then we will cd in there, and then we will make a bunch of links that will give us these commands using this script. And that's it basically. show no files on clipboard. Let's make a file. And now I will copy this one. I just click Ctrl C, show, and now we can see that we have something on the clipboard. And let's paste it here. And we managed to copy this file. Or I can cut it. And now we made a move operation. You can see it disappeared from there. So, and also I can go back here and I can say copy, and I can paste it here. So that's how clipboard files work. Let's just go back to the to-do list. Finally, I want to show you a neat little script I made recently called Places. And the point of this script is that in KDE, every time you have a menu dealing with files or Dolphin, then you have a number of places which are like shortcuts to folders. And I made a way for conveniently removing and adding places in here. And I decided to make a small script for that. And I haven't released this online. I will do that. I will provide a link in the description. So for now, we're going to have to take the script from here. I'll just show you. It's a Python 3 script, and it's working with XML. And to install it, I'm going to copy it to user bin to put it in the path. And then here we have the script. I just copied it, and we can see that we need some permissions here in order to run it as a non-root user. Plus X. Yeah, there is one more problem here. There need to be a read access. So I'm going to use the 755 octal to do that. This is how it should look like when you want to have a file to be executable. So it should not be owned by anything other than root, because we want to be sure that nobody else can modify this file. And then here we have the permissions for root, read, write, executable. Here we have the permissions for people who are in the root group. We are not that. And here we have the permissions for other users. And they are allowed to read and to execute this file. So now if I write places, I see that we need to install LXML. Okay. So this is a Python 3 packet. It's best to use apt for this kind of installation here, when you want to have a system-wide Python packet installed. So now places is running here. So places list. These are the places you saw in the in Dolphin here. So let's remove some. Let's remove the pictures. And there it actually live updated. Now the pictures are gone. And then the entire point is, let's say that you are working on a project and the main folder is some deep nested weird project. And let's say that we always need to go into this folder, and it's super annoying to click, 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 click all the way down here. So then instead we will just add it to places. My project. Let's say new project. And we can just use dot to refer to the current folder we are in here. And of course I need to tell it to add. So now I added, this folder as a shortcut in places. And this is not just Dolphin. Let's say that we are writing a document in Kate, and I want to save this. And now I need to go into my new project. I just click here, and we are directly in here. You can see we are all the way here. And we have the file there. So that was a couple of neat utilities I recommend installing and using when you use Windows, when you don't use Windows, when you use Linux. And this will be like my base virtual machine that I will use as the playground for the electronics projects that I'm going to show here on the Electric Endeavors channel. And I'm going to use this exact environment and install tools and show you how to develop embedded software and other cool things using Linux. So thanks for watching, and see you again soon.